But first, the presidential candidates are hitting more battleground states. Vice President Kamala Harris is visiting two towns in Pennsylvania as she kicks off what her campaign is calling a, quote, more aggressive stage of the campaign. This is at least her sixth visit to the Keystone State since taking the top spot on the Democratic ticket. Meanwhile, her opponent, Donald Trump, is focusing his effort on the other side of the country. He spoke at length about immigration, attacking Harris for her border policies and making policy promises of his own.
It's like an invasion from within. We're going to have the largest deportation in the history of our country, and we're going to start with Springfield and Aurora.
Trump's remarks, particularly regarding migrants in Springfield, Ohio, perpetuates a repeatedly debunked rumor that illegal Haitian migrants in the city are eating people's pets. That is, of course, not true. And officials say the Haitian immigrants that have settled in Springfield are here legally. CBS News campaign reporter Katrina Kaufman is traveling with the former president, and she joins me now from Los Angeles. So, Katrina, Trump spoke a lot about immigration during his press conference in California. Talk to our viewers about what he was saying.
Hi, Lana. So for one, he stood by those comments about Haitian immigrants that you were just mentioning. And he, of course, lambasted Kamala Harris, faulting her for the fact that he says millions of illegal immigrants are coming across the border. They're contributing to crime in this country. He says that they're hurting our economy. And he says that he hopes he will be known as the border president, that is how he'll be remembered. He promises that mass deportation that you played the clip about, and he says that he wants to start with Springfield, Ohio, and in Aurora, Colorado, which are these places he's been promulgating these theories about with migrants. Well,
it's odd that he is continuing to double down on that, given that even the Republican governor has said that's simply not true. Let's go ahead and turn the page. Let's talk a little bit about the economy. Trump has been making a lot of promises to workers, saying they wouldn't have to pay taxes on tips. Now he's added no taxes on overtime pay as one of those campaign promises. Has he given more detail on how he intends to make these policies a reality if he's elected?
Lana, he really hasn't, and he announced that new eliminating tax on overtime policy at his rally in Tucson yesterday. The no tax on tips policy he announced in Vegas. He's been back there a number of times, and he's really trying to appeal to middle and working class voters with these policies. He's also promised a no taxes on Social Security, but he has yet to explain to the public how he's really going to make these economic policies work. However, they do seem to be resonating with voters. Many of the people that I talked to on the trail just feel that their lives and the economy were better under Trump's first presidency.
Well, Katrina, it is no surprise that both candidates would be attacking each other's policies, going back and forth. Have we heard anything more from the Harris campaign in response to any of these economic policies that the former president has been promoting?
I mean, well, Harris has picked up this eliminating tax on tips policy herself, and that's something that really got under Trump's skin. He says that she plagiarized him. He really felt very proud of this policy. So that is something that she has now adopted.
All right, Katrina Kaufman, thank you.
Thank you.